done it! I cannot believe it! I swear you'll never see anything like this ever again!
Hello everyone, we are Through on Goal, a podcast where we talk about football and pretty much nothing else. My name is Sam, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host and very best friend, Elliot. Hi, Elliot.
Hi, Sam.
I need to start taking a breath during the intros. I
Well,
just get through them.
I think they've all been one take, haven't they? Every single we're 30 episodes in, and I don't think there's been any that haven't been one take.
No, I think you're right. Yeah. And I think even, well, to be fair, the ones that I have made a mistake on,
We've kept
them in.
Yeah.
How was your week?
It's another week of being in the same house that I've in the same four walls that I've been in since March. So yeah, it's been the same as every other week since we started recording. How's your week been? It's going to be the same answer as last Sunday.
It's always, I always have a go at you for not asking me, but then when you ask me, I don't really give you anything, so I don't blame you.
At least you had a Saturday off though to watch football.
I had a Saturday off, I did, which was rare, so that was nice. However, something massive happened, which I can't wait for
Derby
when
won.
Eventually it's out. That too. Gillingham also won. Hull,
Didn't lose.
Didn't lose. That's it. The way to twist it. But fans are back in the stadiums now. It's a small step. Granted, but I couldn't believe 2,000 fans. It just sounded like that it was so full. We just come off the back of Liverpool beating Wolves 4-0, and when they were singing "You'll Never Walk Alone," you're like, the stadium sounds full, but it's just 2,000 in the coppin. Yeah, the Tottenham, obviously North London derby. I believe it's the first North London derby in that stadium with fans.
That's correct. Yeah.
So it obviously good to see that, and especially for the lower leagues in the your League 2, League 1, and Championships, they're getting some revenue from some fans. All started with Wickham. Twitter, Gareth Ainsworth, just before the game, he just came out and he applauded all of them. Tears in my eyes.
It's goosebumps things. It's goosebumps,
absolutely. It was so nice to see. Shame they couldn't get a win, but anyway, we'll come on to the Championship a bit later. But fans are back, and I look at it. There's that light. Seeing those 2,000 people, face masks or not, I don't care. I just want to be at a football game, and I want to experience it live again. There is that hope, there is that light at the end of this tunnel, and it's so close.
Steps are being made.
Still.
We're getting there.
Still got to be sensible. You swell lot. I'm talking to you down south. Yeah, that's right. I'm not included in that. I've been behaving, but no, it's just nice. What about you watching it?
It makes the world of difference. Like the two differences that I've really noticed, because obviously I still can't go to games. We're still in tier 3, and the two differences that I've really noticed is the Saturday lunchtime kickoff. You had Burnley against Everton or Reading against Nottingham Forest. On 99% of weekends, if I've got the choice of those two, I go for the Premier League game. I go to watch Everton. I go to watch James Rodriguez, Calvert-Lewin, whatever. But at Reading, they had fans there, so that made all the difference. Put it on 401. And the second big difference that I really sort of noticed with the games today, particularly on Sky Sports, is that I'm, for the first time since March, I'm going on 402 and not 401, because I'm having the genuine noise of the crowd, not the stuff that's piped in through the broadcasters, and it's brilliant to have.
I'd be interested in knowing, because I'm just a geek and a nerd like that. It's probably not relevant to anything, but I'd love to know the viewing figures for main event and Premier League, like last week or the week before, compared to this week, the first one with the fans back. I am the exact same as you. I had Premier League, Sky Sports Premier League 4021 because I had to.
Yeah.
You got to. And with Amazon as well, they gave you the choice of stadium effects or just natural sound, and obviously you're watching it with natural sound because it's fans there. It's authentic. Tottenham singing "Your Support Is,"
It's flipping bad.
Yeah. And then, to the Beatles, "Hey Jude," no, you're,
It's football, isn't it?
You're hearing that again. It's and the commentators can't say, "Oh, we do apologise for the language you're experiencing." No, fans are back. Who cares? Just swear away. I love it. You're not supposed to chant or sing or anything like that.
And I'm not one for bigging up Liverpool when I don't have to. But to hear "You Never Walk Alone" sung by, admittedly, a much smaller amount than usual in the Kop, it was a nice poignant moment. It was the first time they've seen their team as champions in 30 years.
Yeah, and cracking performance. That will talk about that. Yeah, we'll come on to that.
It makes all the difference because like on Wednesday night I was watching. I had the stream of Hull City against, it would have been Doncaster, and between sort of games and between half time or whatever, I'll always switch it over, and I was making the choice to watch Wickham and Luton rather than the other games because there were fans there. And another one which we kind of touched on social media but obviously haven't talked about is Brentford. 2,000 fans in their new ground for the first time. That must have been special for them.
Well, no, it wasn't, because it would have been Wimbledon's first stay at Plough Lane for the first time in years, but they didn't have safety clearance for fans to be in the stadium just yet. You can obviously play games there, but you can't have fans just yet. But that moment, whether it's 2,000 fans coming back to Plough Lane for the first time since like 2000 I think, was when MK Dons went. They shared with Sellers Park for a little bit, but that moment, I can't imagine how much of a feeling that will be for them. It'll
just be a fresh start for them. It's like post-COVID, this is my football club, this is where it is, and everything's going to be sweeter like post-COVID, and that's going to come to those football fans returning.
And it's weird because on a personal level, with ourselves through On Goal, as I said, we started this back in May when football was coming back. So this is the first time that we're talking about fans inside the stadium since we've started this podcast. Officially, obviously, there were some Europa League and Champions League games that had a couple there, but like English Premier League,
our bread and butter.
Well, exactly, the whole football league, and that's just us. It shouldn't be something that we're talking about as a triumph, but it was so I don't know. It makes me hopeful, makes me excited for next year, like 2021 as a whole, that this could be coming to an end.
So one question I've kind of seen pop up a few times, which it's an interesting debate, I'll see what you think on it, is obviously some teams can have fans back, but some teams can't. I've seen debates online saying, do we wait until everyone can have fans back so it's a level playing field, or just crack on as it is? What's your take on it?
Crack on.
Yeah, because
crack on.
If it was us in the same situation, you'd want to say we can safely have it. So
yeah, exactly. If Gillingham being in Kent, not ideal, but if we're talking about Gillingham being in like tier 2 that allow 2,000 fans in, absolutely. Yeah, I'm not saying no. Let's wait for Donny to get 2,000 fans as well. No. You want to see your team. Every single. Then we'll get there. Obviously, there will be a time that we get there. Who's in tier 1? Is it like is Torquay in tier 1? So they can have like 4,000 fans, can't they?
I'm pretty sure the only tier 1 club or professional club is Plymouth Argyle in Cornwall. But I think
Gillingham are away to Plymouth soon.
Although I think that the rules weren't actually as clear as they looked. So it's
no.
So it's
hold on. You're telling me the government have laid out rules and plans that aren't as
what it read as was 4,000 fans or 50%, whichever is lowest. Now that 50% isn't 50% of capacity. That is 50% of what they're calling social distanced capacity.
Right.
Which means that Plymouth Argyle, because of the size of their stadium, can only have, I think it's even smaller than 2,000. I think it's about 1,800 or 1,900. So even though they are eligible for 4,000 fans, they need to build a new ground quick. But
play at the park.
But watching, because we're both watching from tier 3 and both supporting clubs in tier 3, it's watching from the outside at the fans actually in the ground. It's like going on Instagram and seeing your friends on holiday. That's what it is. You're at work and they're on holiday. That's what it feels like. But
you're jealous, but
you're happy for them.
Like I was watching it and I didn't once think, oh, how dare you be at the stadium when Gillingham can't be in the stadium? No, I was happy. I was excited. It gives me hope.
But I bet you had that thought of, when's it going to be my turn? When am I back?
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. Obviously, my big hope is Hull v Gillingham,
end of March,
27th
March
or
27th, I believe it is. Also, I think it's around that date. I think it's around end of March. I might be wrong. It might be beginning of March when it's the Pizza Cup final.
Oh, so it could be that League Cup could be postponed because me and you are both on our way to Wembley.
Yeah, that would be good.
But yeah, I was going to say it's quite quite ironic. The one game that I want to watch, at least be in the stadium for, is like the Battle of COVID in England. Whole week, Kent. But
yeah, whole word top of the league for a little while, and now it's Kent.
yes, up the Kent.
Up the Kent.
No, so yeah, we're happy. We're very happy. Let's move on to
let's move on to the green part of the stadium.
Tottenham v Arsenal. Now, we are a non-biased podcast, aren't we, Elliot?
I mean, I'm not the one who's been throwing around biases in recent weeks.
We are a non-biased podcast, which is why I didn't react to any tweet, even though Tottenham won 2-0. I reacted to nothing. I had GIFs saved. I had everything saved. But no, we're a non-biased podcast. And Tommy, I'm not going to call you out and say that Tottenham... But no, but right, so Arsenal weren't bad. That's the thing. They played well. They got into some... they got down the wings. They crossed it in well. And do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. But...
they were right. And they obviously, 70-odd% possession. They really drove it to Tottenham. The problem is that their game plan, and Alex Scott of Sky Sports said it perfectly, is that watching Arsenal, I do not know their game plan. I don't know what they're trying to be. She mentioned, and it was brilliant, because I was thinking about it, I was like, 32 crosses I think they had in that game. 32 odd crosses. Aubameyang has literally scored 3 headers since he's been at Arsenal.
I had that mentally noted as well. Yeah, it's a brilliant stat, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, why are you constantly crossing the ball? Break them down. Try and get... There were a few times that Arsenal really got into some good areas, but they just pass it to the wing to cross it in. Now, I think a big part of not being able to break Tottenham down is Højbjerg and Sissoko. They are just machines in that centre mid, that they are just... You can't really get through them too well. And Dyer and Alderweireld have been a revolution as a centre-back partnership as well, so they're proving difficult. And you can tell Lloris feels more comfortable in goal, because he has been prone to a few mistakes, but I feel like he's now comfortable knowing he's got this centre-back partnership in front of him that are working, and in front of that centre-back partnership, you've got Højbjerg and Sissoko slashing Ndombele, Winks if he wants to come on, and it's such a Mourinho team. It really is.
Love it.
You're watching it.
Yeah.
Well, the white part of North London does. Graham Souness, Jamie Redknapp apparently hate it. It's the anti-football. It's the worst thing that's ever happened to football. Is it though? Because Tottenham are top of the league.
Thing is though,
they've conceded the less goals, the least amount of goals in the Premier League this season. They've only conceded 9.
Thing is, I don't even watch them and think I hate how they play. It's relatively entertaining at least. I know they've had some games which have been pretty dull, particularly few in Europa League. And you think West Brom, Burnley, those games are dull. But I'm watching them and they're exciting to watch. It's Son and it's Kane playing off of each other, and it's really exciting to watch. You can tell that they're playing for the badge. You can tell that they're playing for Mourinho, and they all buy into Mourinho's style of play, and it's working. And you really can't count them out for the title. And I think it's very, very Mourinho that they've just had on paper 3 of the toughest games of the season: Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City. 7 points, 0 goals conceded. Mourinho will love that.
And what you'll not look at, I don't look back on those thinking, oh god, that was 7 points, and 3 clean sheets is phenomenal from a Tottenham point of view. Now, I think right now Tottenham are joint for me the best counter-attacking team in the league. Right now, I think you get Kane letting Son off, and then you've got especially when you saw against Arsenal, the 2 goals came from counter-attacks from Arsenal play. The other team that I think is the best counter-attacking team in football in England is Liverpool. Yeah. Now, Tottenham and Liverpool next Wednesday, obviously we'll talk about it a little bit more in next week's podcast, they're coming to a head. Now, I can't call it.
I think Mourinho plays for the draw like he did against Chelsea.
Oh, yeah.
I think he plays for the 0-0.
They stay top of the league if that's provided obviously Chelsea results. But if they stay top of the league, and what will Mourinho want? Yeah. Stay top of the league.
Is it too early to say the title is in Tottenham? It's Tottenham's to lose. It's in their hands, because if they get 2 draws against Liverpool and keep winning, no one can catch them.
No, it is too early, because Tottenham are an injury-prone side when you get to midway towards the end of the season. Now, the one thing that Tottenham now have is depth, and Vinicius, he scored a few goals in the Europa League. Bale still isn't playing, at least we've got to think, so he can still come on, but in a Premier League setting, obviously we're still a bit, I don't know how they're going to fare, especially like Vinicius and stuff. An injury to Højbjerg, and that's Tottenham's midfield almost
it's a
crumbled,
big chunk.
if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I definitely think do I want to say they're favourites? No, I'm not going to say they're favourites, but you can't count them out. Absolutely cannot count Tottenham out. I think they're really going to go. And I don't think Mourinho will want to let them down.
Yeah.
Like, let them slip. Now, as good as Tottenham obviously are, we'll come on to Arsenal. Now, Arteta said it in his interview. He spoke fairly well. Arsenal were just simply not scoring. I think he said something like, you can have 55 strikers on the pitch, but if you're not scoring a goal, you're not winning the game. Arsenal, they created so many more chances than Tottenham in that game, but Tottenham scored 2 and Arsenal didn't score any, and that end of the day is what it's about. So what do you do? What you've got arguably one of the best strikers on his day in the league up top. Is just on a brand new contract. What can you do?
The thing is with Arsenal, you look at their squad and there's no plan B. They've got Lacazette, they've got Aubameyang, they've got Nketiah, who to a certain extent are all very similar players. They're all good with the ball at their feet and they can all finish. But you haven't got a target man. There is no, if things aren't going well playing the ball into feet, you've got no other option, and that showed today. And what they're really missing is someone who they sold a few years ago, Olivier Giroud. He would have been perfect. He'd have got on the end of some of those crosses.
I was about to say, if those crosses were coming into the box with Giroud up front, we could be talking about a draw and Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? Like, Tottenham could have been really dangerous there. So
can't get it wrong. There was some very good quality of passes into the box, crosses into the box from Saka and Tierney. But it's not Aubameyang's game. It's not Lacazette's game.
Yeah,
they're not a particularly big side, particularly going forwards.
There was one. It was really nice bit of play. I think Lacazette passed it like first time into the right wing. I think it was Saka, and he crossed it in. Brilliant cross, but it looked like Lacazette just pulled away a little bit, like didn't full pelt it, like go run into the box. And there was another one as well.
So what I noticed with those crosses as well is that they weren't going for a direct header at goal. They were going for the nod down for the second ball. They weren't actually going to test Lloris. It was get the ball back down to someone's feet, because they obviously have no trust in their heading ability.
No, and I said Dyer and Alvaro, they're big defenders. Like, they're not like, we're not talking. Yeah, so I didn't quite, whether that was their game plan or whether that's where they just thought this is the only way that we can get past them, if you know what I mean, or into the box. But
tactically, that game reminded me of a game that from a long, long time ago, I remember that we watched together. It was Fulham against Man United under David Moyes, where United had something like 70 or 80 crosses into the box, and it's just all, it's you're not thinking of it. There's no sort of actual approach to it. It's just get the ball in the box and see what you can do. And I don't know if you remember the game. It was just Ashley Young cross after cross after cross.
Oh no, yes, I think I do. I remember like that.
We were in the pub in Sittingbourne.
Ridiculous stat looking at that when that was, What I wanted to ask you actually is, what are your thoughts to Thomas Partey's involvement in Kane's goal? What on earth is happening there? Do you not go down? You go down.
Yeah.
You sit down.
He's gone off the pitch. It's simple game management, isn't it? Because if you go down, there's at least an argument to kick the ball up, whether they do or not, particularly in a derby game.
Just a little bit of a distraction, innit? A bit of mind game, a little bit of distraction.
But you go down and you've at least got an excuse, if nothing else. But he's walked off the pitch and then Arteta's pushing him back onto the pitch. I mean, he's injured. He can't do anything. And he's 30 yards behind play anyway. But
so he kind of runs behind him and then just gives up. He's like, no, I can't do this.
Yeah, I think that watching Arteta particularly today as well makes me think more that, or makes me agree with my opinion from last week even more, that I don't think Arteta's the problem. He's out there wanting to kick every ball with them or for them, but it's just he's being let down by mentally weak, I wouldn't say untalented, because obviously they are talented, but it's just not clicking and it's not working well, and there's something not wrong.
No.
Something not right.
Obviously, he's got the January transfer window, so he could look to improvements. He has had a summer transfer window, and he's put Partey in. Don't think he's clicked yet. I don't think he's quite hit where Arsenal fans want him to be. Obviously, they've not really strengthened too much anywhere. Gabriel, obviously, he's been brilliant.
Yeah, it's
very
good.
One of the things that I think he needs to get out of the team, he needs to just go and needs to be replaced, is what is Xhaka to Arsenal? What does he provide?
He's rugby tackled Harry Kane in the first 70 seconds.
I don't get what he gives to Arsenal. He doesn't assist. All right, he can hit a ball quite hard.
I was watching his play today, and I was watching him, and all he does is, because with the formation that they play, there's two wide players on both wings for Arsenal, and all he was doing was passing the ball to Tierney, and like I could do that.
Yeah, no,
the
I
thing-
don't doubt that.
He has looked good in the past as well. I remember him scoring some absolute screamers for Arsenal. But I mean, it's probably, I can't think that he scored a goal for Arsenal in years rather than weeks.
Well, fans turned on him eventually, didn't they? And then
Yeah, the thing is, he was a lot of money though, wasn't he, when he came in? And Arsenal, like a lot of big football clubs, are run as a business, and they'll want to get that money back. And I don't think that they can.
no,
No. What would you say his value is in this modern transfer window? 10 to 12 mil?
I was about to say, yeah, about 10 mil, I'd say.
Yeah.
And that's someone taking a gamble on him. He won't. He won't. He's more suited to like a Bundesliga.
I was
isn't he,
thinking Bundesliga. I think his brother plays in the Bundesliga.
No, I think he come from the Bundesliga, didn't he?
I think he might have. Or did he? Was it Basel or was that his brother? I can't remember. There's two Xhakas, and they both play for different countries as well, which is nice little fact.
Thank you. We'll have a good fact. So, yeah, obviously that leaves Arsenal in 15th. Obviously, we love a good stat. Not a lot of Arsenal fans will like this one, but Heung-min Son has scored as many goals this season as Arsenal. I do believe as well, Harry Kane has the same amount of assists as Arsenal goals.
Jeez. Yeah, no, that's...
Before we move on, though, Kane and Son. There's no better duo in world football at the moment.
I'm trying to think of any that are on that level, because you obviously the ones that come to mind are people like Mane and Salah, but then they're not a duo. They don't play off of each other. One gets the goals and then the other gets a goal. It's not like they play with each other. They go through Firmino or they go through Jota. But I really can't think, because obviously a lot of the big teams are struggling in European football at the moment. Real Madrid, Barcelona. It's not going to be any of them. So yeah, it's surely got to be.
It's phenomenal. It's obvious. I know Kane's assist today, you're not really talking about purely because of the goal that he scored. Amazing goal. And obviously the Son to Kane whacked it, massive, literally have it. I think I text you as well saying that currently we're counting Messi as a winger and obviously Ronaldo as a striker. Heung-min Son is currently the second best winger in world football at this very moment in time, I think.
Yeah, the only ones that can even come closer, like I mentioned before, about Salah and Mane. And yeah, at least on current form, at least on this season, I'd have to agree.
Obviously, Tottenham's closest rivals to the title, well, I guess Chelsea are there because they were top of the league at some point.
Yeah.
For
not going away
overnight. So no, they are. They're not going away. That's the thing. It's like
it's a little under the radar, isn't it?
You don't normally count Chelsea as under the radar, but obviously Lampard, you sometimes get a bit of stick with who he picks in his sides. His team selection, sometimes his subs. He loves a Mason Mount.
Yeah.
But they've only, I think, lost one game this season.
I think you're right, yeah.
And they've won 6, drawn 4, lost 1, whereas Tottenham and Liverpool have won 7, drawn 3, lost 1. So it's, so that wasn't who I was talking about. I was talking about Liverpool. We just come from watching the game. Again, fans back at the Kop, 4-0. One positive I think that seems to be coming from the recent, obviously, because again in the Champions League, they kept a clean sheet, is I think they actually have a good backup keeper now.
Yeah, he's doing well, isn't he? Is it Kelleher?
Kelleher.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, I had no idea how you pronounce his first name. I looked at it and I thought it just looks like a load of Scrabble letters. Just, but yeah, I mean, because he played a handful of games last season with the youth teams. When Klopp was
hated the Capital One Cup.
Yeah, but
Carabao. Yeah,
but yeah, he played a couple of games in there. I think what was it, Villa and Arsenal particularly.
They
5 conceded a lot of goals in those 2 games, and I don't think he really covered himself in much glory in those games. But he's come in for 2 games now, and he's looked very composed.
Yeah, he's made a couple of really smart saves, like the chip from Podence, isn't it, going into the top corner, and stretched out, and he made a couple of good saves in midweek in the Champions League. So maybe that we could start seeing Adrian, because I don't know about you, but I've never known a more injury-prone goalkeeper than Alisson.
No, I know. I was thinking the other day, and nothing comes to mind on that.
I don't even see him get injured. Do you know what I mean? Like,
because
the
only keepers that I can remember sort of having long-term injuries have been one-offs. They've been like Jack Butland had a long one-off injury for around a year or whatever it was. And then
he had a massive long-term injury, didn't he?
Yeah, and then Edison had one when I don't think it was too long-term when he collided with Mane, but that's an impact injury. But yeah, he just gets he'll play 4 games, get injured for a month.
Yeah, he's an incredible keeper, like brilliant. But I think he is injured a lot.
Yeah, I don't.
He is, and
He's maybe just like you see it in players. They have problems with muscle injuries, and it must just be a problem with that. But
it's a shame, especially as a goalkeeper. Like you're not, it's a physically demanding, obviously, position on the pitch, but you're not sprinting day in day out every day in training and football.
Yeah.
So for a goalkeeper to really suffer from a groin injury, like muscle injury, I think it's groin or calf or something, it's quite unfortunate. Like so. But Kelleher or Kellehu or Kellerwatt,
Kelly,
he seems to be proving okay in there.
Two clean sheets so far. Yeah.
Yeah. So and Klopp seems to really like. Obviously, he ran up to him, didn't he, in the game? And I think Adrian's kind of seen his Liverpool career finish, I guess.
Perhaps, yeah.
Why would you continue playing Adrian when you,
especially as Kelleher's that much younger as well? He's a young goalkeeper. He's only going to improve, really. So yeah, I mean, there's obviously he's not within a shout of taking that number 1 spot once Alisson's back, but he's doing all the right things.
Yeah, no, absolutely, I agree. So yeah, but yeah, they got comfortable in the end, innit? I want to just put out there as well that I think I'm the only person on this planet that actually likes Wolves kit.
I quite like it. Yeah.
Oh, right,
it's just a little bit different. I mean, it didn't have the best reception when it first came out, did it?
I like it. No, but I think I don't know. I like it.
Also, you know what it reminds me of? Look at your screen. Look on your Audacity after you've spoken a little bit. Just looks like the little audio bars.
Little blodges, all blue that every time we talk. So, no, they didn't cover themselves in glory, did they, Wolves? It wasn't a convincing performance. Connor Cody still thinking he's playing for Liverpool, cushioning it down for Salah. Great assist. And he didn't have an incredible game, though, did he? Like
the penalty was a bit questionable as well.
Why wasn't he booked?
Yeah, I don't know on that, because it's not even one of those, it's coming together, but it's not a penalty. I mean, there wasn't contact.
He's tried to deceive the ref, and he has deceived him. VAR has then found him out and said it's not a penalty. Why then? I don't know. I think the rule book officially states that if VAR overturns it, and technically VAR didn't overturn it, the referee did.
Right.
Because he went to the screens and said, actually, no, that's wrong. I don't think VAR didn't tell him that's not a penalty.
Right.
Maybe that's the reason, but I still think he should have been booked, because he's clearly gone down under and he didn't protest. Liverpool protested like mad, and they tried to call Cody over, be like, come on now, and he just walked away. So maybe he knew, I don't know, but no. And one thing, it was delicious. I know it was an own goal in the end.
That cross from Trent is back.
Oh my god, yeah, no, that must have been a sight to see for Liverpool fans. Just seeing that ball whipped into the box like that. Oh, it's so good. You love a good cross. We love a good cross.
Yes, absolutely. Also, I must say, I really enjoyed Ali McCoy's commentary as well. It's just very sort of personable, isn't it? It's
brilliant. Every time Firmino nutmegs someone, he had a massive laugh.
Oh, what was it? They were talking about Salah's strop after getting subbed off against Brighton. He goes, I was the king of throwing my toys out the pram.
I think they were brilliant. Was it John Watson, wasn't it, as well? John Watson and... Was it John Watson?
Or was it Peter Drury?
No, John Watson, 100%. It was the one that was fired from ITV.
Oh, that's not John Watson.
Well, it's not even John Watson, is it?
For
crying out loud.
It's not John Champion, is it? No. Clive Tilsley.
Oh, Clive Tilsley.
Clive Tilsley. But yeah, I really enjoyed...
Clive Tilsley. It was very, not casual commentating, but I don't know, maybe I'm getting in my old age, maturing now, and Sunky's growing up, that I laughed. I thought he was funny. I thought it was very casual commentary. He talked about Stockley Park, how it was a theme park for refs. I don't know why, but I found it quite funny. Yeah. It shouldn't have been funny. Sixth form Sam would have gone, what on earth is he talking about?
I think it's because he kind of brings what Micah Richards does as well, that a lot of the coverage nowadays is very polished. It's all very corporate, and
he's just
they're themselves. They're bringing their personality to it, and I think that they're both on sort of similar level. And I remember
bringing Micah Richards on as a pundit was a gold mine for Scott.
It's that laugh, isn't it?
He's brilliant. That smile and laugh. I think he's absolutely brilliant.
When he's always trying to wind up Roy Keane.
Him and Roy Keane, that's it. They are the dynamic duo that you didn't think. No. Like, obviously, you got your Carragher and your Nevilles, which is still elite, by the way. I think that's still top tier.
Yeah.
We talk about Kane and Son. Neville and...
Monday Night Football is undefeated.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, Annie McCoy and, Clive Tilsley, brilliant. Yeah, I think it was brilliant, good commentary. And, Annie McCoy, get him on. Get him every week. Yeah. Absolutely everything. I'd love to hear him.
I think he does the Soccer Saturday from time to time, and he did it a few weeks ago.
He was this weekend
when it was Palace against Leeds, and it was that Bamford goal that should never have been ruled out for offside. His reaction to that was brilliant, and you could tell he wanted Leeds to win, but it's real sort of brought his personality to it, and it's good to hear.
Absolutely. I don't think we really talked much about the game, just things around it.
We're
Liverpool won 4-0. They were very, very comfortable. Klopp did the whole way to the crowd again. Nice to see. Joint level with Spurs, top of the league. Yeah. Well, second technically, but
level
that wasn't
points.
a diss. But level on points, but goal difference. Can't figure why.
You're doing so well.
Oh, come on now. Come on. Although, who have Liverpool got in the next round of the FA Cup?
Who have they got in the next round of the FA Cup?
They're away to Aston Villa.
Oh, of course they are.
Yeah.
Also, we must have touched on it, surely. Mourinho at Marine.
Yeah.
Oh, can't wait for that.
Yeah. And he even said in an interview, he said that he's going to respect them. You know, he will bring the players that he knows they will want to play.
Oh, please start today's 11 against them.
Oh, do you know what? Yeah.
He'll start
Gareth
Bale.
Bale, Son, Kane. Bale will probably start.
He'll start Gareth Bale against a load of taxi drivers.
Obviously, still Joe Hart in goal. You know, England's former number 1, 4 Golden Gloves. You know, he's lost touch a little bit.
Also,
didn't cover himself in glory in Europe on Thursday, but
also what a segue into our next part of Europe, of European football.
Oh, Europe, yeah. Sorry, yeah, that wasn't even intentional.
Yeah, talking of Joe Hart though, I watched Tottenham at midweek. Was it 3? It was 3-3, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he got beaten from outside the box in every single one. They've clearly targeted that.
Shock horror.
Yeah, that is his.
Shoot to his left.
Yeah.
Can't save anything to his left. So, yeah, it was poor goal. I don't think to make it 3-3, it was a good finish, but Lask's first goal was poor. It just bounced right in front of him. Your keeper should be saving that.
Yeah.
I get it. He's a leadership. He's a winner. You know, he's won trophies. He's former England number 1. He's passion and maturity for the younger keepers coming up. I think he's brilliant, but I think Gazaniga's better. I'm not 100% sure. Every time Gazaniga was called upon last season, he's not number 1 material, but he is a good backup keeper.
Yeah.
So I think it's a little bit harsh that he's been left out, considering what he did when Lloris had that arm injury last season. But, you know, we're not in training every week, we don't know. But no, Man United. Now, we said they're not good in the league and they're good in Europe. Seems like they're starting to turn that around a little bit now, because Premier League, who cares if they go 1 or 2-0 down? They'll still beat you. Good mentality, but why on earth are you still going 1 or 2-0 down?
Yeah.
Probably should sort that out. But quite a comfortable loss in the Champions League. What's Fred doing?
My biggest question isn't what Fred's doing. What's Solskjaer doing?
Keeping him on.
Yeah. You've got 5 subs to use. 5. You could sub half your team, half your outfield players. And Fred should have got himself sent off. He's lucky to have been on the pitch. And at that point, you say, that's it. I'm taking him off. He's lucky to be on the pitch, so we're taking him off before he gets himself sent off, which he later did.
Pepe did a headbutt, you know, towards, I can't remember who it was. Oh, Leeds. Leeds player, Alioski, I think it was.
Right.
Did a headbutt, leaned in towards that. We're not talking full on headbutt, but
it wasn't Zidane.
No, we're not. Yeah. But, you know, did it. Referee went to the screen. VAR. Yeah, that's a red card. Now, arguably, Fred's was more of a headbutt, I would say. And the referee's gone to the screen and given him a yellow. I can't comprehend what he saw there to be like, no, I don't think he meant it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even.
He definitely made a mistake.
Mean it. That's a red card offence.
Because I think Fred's second yellow, I don't think was a yellow card. Like I think it was his final warning.
Yeah.
I feel like the referee went, oh yeah, probably should have sent him off. Yeah, off you go. But Solskjaer, why are you keeping him on?
Yeah, no, it's just sort of basic management. I think, wasn't there videos of Bruno Fernandes screaming at Solskjaer to sub? Because
Probably.
It's basic. I was saying, and I was only watching the goal show. I wasn't even watching the full game. I said, why is he still on? He doesn't help himself, does he, Solskjaer?
Quickly, while we're on Man United, well, literally 2 seconds, I want one word answer. Did the ball go out at West Ham?
I didn't see it.
Okay. All right. Probably should have done my research on whether you watch the football or not. All right, well, we'll skip that part. So yeah, obviously PSG won. I think United still need to win. They're at Leipzig, aren't they?
Winner goes through.
It's coming Tuesday. One game that I am looking forward to is Barcelona-Juventus.
Yes, both are through. But yeah, it's...
There's one reason why that game's going on in there.
Messi,
it's your Messi
versus Ronaldo,
which we haven't seen in a while. So
yeah,
fingers crossed. Yeah, fingers they start and it's not a 0-0. But
to carry on your stat from, was it last week, a few weeks ago? Barcelona.
I don't know. We love a good stat. So
Barcelona still have more points in the group stage of the Champions League than in La Liga.
Oh wow, I think that was your stat, but yeah.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I mean Barcelona 9th in La Liga.
So, who do you think's winning the Europa League? Because I can't believe I'm saying this, but Real Madrid could well be in the Europa League come next round of fixtures, or it could be out.
Crazy, isn't it? Absolutely
Real
crazy.
Madrid,
the most successful club in European football history,
and he's still got the manager that won them 3 in a row.
Yeah.
So.
The thing is, I'm pretty sure, I'm sort of 90% sure, might not be 100% correct, but Real Madrid haven't won the Europa League in any of its names, UEFA Cup, whatever.
They've only ever been in Champions.
Exactly.
Yeah, no,
so
let me have a look.
If they do finish third, surely they've got to want to win that because it's the one thing they're missing.
That's it. Yeah, we've been lucky enough to do a stadium tour.
Yeah,
Bernabeu. We've seen
twice
many a trophy. Yes, twice.
Yeah.
We've seen many a trophy.
Yes, I mean that Champions League trophy room is phenomenal.
It's a sight to see. It really is. It is one of the most. The thing is, you take a picture of it, and I still don't think the pictures you get do it justice of how stunning it is. But everywhere, God, it's full of trophies, full of memory, everything. But not one Europa League, and I think that's what they're deep down thinking. You know what? No, we've got to complete this trophy cabinet.
Yes,
let's get the Europa League.
It's like what you get the person what you get as a present for the person who's got everything. You get them the Europa League.
Elliot, they've won it. How did we not see it? How did we not see it?
It's in a corner. It's in a corner. It doesn't have a spotlight on it.
No, it really doesn't because we didn't know. Notice it at all. They've got this whole. They literally have one room dedicated to the 5 European Champions League trophies.
5? 13?
13. What am I saying? 5? Oh no, 5. Oh no, it is 13. What am I saying? 5? 4.
Your head's still in Liverpool.
Yeah.
Before that,
I've not been to the Liverpool. Well, I've got 6 now, but I've not been to the Liverpool ground. Sorry, they literally have one room, and it's just you have to get a panorama basically to fit everything in of 13 European trophies just right there. And I didn't see any Europa League. They just do not care. It's probably in the bin, isn't it? It's probably just by the bin section as you leave.
It's in the gift shop for €20. When did they win it?
Just buy their Europa League.
When did they win it?
They won it.
It must have been like 48 or something.
1984 and 1985, and then they won it again, literally the next year.
Oh, okay.
The runners-up that year were Cologne,
right?
And the runners-up in 1984-85 were Videoton.
I'm gonna guess without looking. I know this isn't the quiz, but I'm gonna guess they're Hungarian.
Why would you know that?
I mean, oh, please be right.
No, it is right. Why would you know that? Yeah. No, why?
I mean, look, can we just award the quizzes to me now?
No, I need to know why you thought that.
Just random guess.
Videoton.
Yeah. Oh, gee. I mean,
well done.
That's good. Yeah. Okay.
Trying to deflect the fact that well, I promise you, we have been to the trophy camp, but we've seen it.
Yeah. Well, we maybe haven't seen
Jay
it.
from in between us, like make anything up. Yeah. Oh, fair enough. Yeah. I didn't know that.
How do I know Videoton, a Hungarian? Like,
you didn't. We've been to Madrid twice. We've been in the stadium tour. And we've seen all the trophies, and you didn't know they had won 2 Europa Leagues, but you knew Videoton were in the Hungarian league. Why? It's like you knew who the bloody ref was for Aston Villa v Birmingham that one time. Why?
If anyone needs someone to go on Pointless with them, give me a shout.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you need to be one of the survey people that they ask, because then they're thinking, oh, this is a cracking answer, no one's ever guessed this. And there's that one, and it's you. They're like, how the hell did you get? Yeah, you've got to be the survey. Yes. Oh, brilliant.
Honestly, I'm so proud.
Well done. Are you going to carry on with that for the rest of the podcast?
Yes.
I should
Question number 1 on the first weekend in January. What country are Videoton from?
Sorry, there's still a chance. It's
massively made that go off subject.
But there is still a chance that Real Madrid may not win that illustrious third Europa League because they could still go out. Like Inter Milan, I didn't realise, had won their first game of the group stages last week because they've not won a game. And that brings them obviously onto 5 points. We look at the next round of fixtures and Real Madrid have Mönchengladbach, my boys.
Top of the group.
G reference. Top of the group. So, I don't know. It'll be weird. It'll be very Madrid-like to pip it, literally just get second.
Oh, they'll be losing at half time, won't they?
Yeah. And then they'll win it.
But that is kind of sometimes how this works, because you think, obviously, 2005 Champions League final, obviously one of the biggest, most memorable finals ever.
Yeah.
Liverpool nearly went out in the group stages, didn't they? But it was Gerrard against Olympiacos that put them through. So it could well be that they come back and win it for themselves. But picture it's end of May and it's Europa League final. It's Real Madrid against Tottenham Hotspur. Do you fancy Tottenham's chances?
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I do. I genuinely do. I don't think Real Madrid's attack is to be feared. I don't. Benzema's great. He's brilliant. Vinicius, Hazard. I don't think there's that wow factor about them anymore. That when it says about them, they're third in the Champions League group stage. That's their bread and butter. It's like Seville in the Europa League. You expect them to at least challenge, but no, I don't, and I don't think Mourinho will. I feel for Gareth Bale because he wouldn't be able to play in the final, would he?
Yeah, true.
Oh, but it would be so Bale-like if he gets in on those celebrations. Proper goes mental with the Tottenham flag in front of Zidane. Rubs his head.
It'll be what is it? Tottenham, Wales, Golf, Madrid in that order, won't it? But
obviously regular
although if that were to happen, the day after the final, Real Madrid are buying back Reguilon just out of pettiness.
Yeah, probably, yeah. And you can have Bale for 150 million.
So we all loved the feature of when is David Wagner going to get sacked?
Classic.
We then all loved for all of 1 week, when is Sabri Lamouchi going to get sacked?
Oh, that was my favourite.
Now we return to Schalke, and when is Manuel Baum going to get sacked? Because Schalke, at least in the league, have only won one game in 2020. They haven't won in their last 26 games.
That is something, isn't it? They've scored 6, but they've conceded 31 goals.
10 games. They're conceding more than 3 goals a game.
Yes.
They need to score 4 to win a game, and they've scored 6 in 10.
So, welcome to our new feature. When is Manuel Baum going to be sacked? And we look forward to revisiting it every week. Well,
it'll be sacked
it'll be next week, won't it?
Yeah.
Of course it is, yeah. Writings on the wall. We're not very good at predicting, anything to do with leagues, but you give us a manager to be sacked. Won't be long.
We'll get him eventually.
Arteta round. Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing to obviously make a note on as well in European football before we just move on to the EFL part of the podcast is what I feel like I think it was literally our very first podcast ever. We did an underrated Premier League 11.
Underrated Premier League 11, yeah.
And I do believe
one
of our picks.
That was the podcast we never released. That was the test podcast.
Unreleased content. Ooh, you should hear it. We were very nervous.
Oh, it's very amateur, very
phenomenal.
scrappy.
Unreleased content. Ooh. Basically, when we were just testing out whether we wanted to do it or whether we think we could do it, we did a segment of the most underrated Premier League players 11. We did a starting 11. And one of the strikers, I do believe we both went for the same strikers. One of them was Jermaine Defoe. And the other one scored 4 for Chelsea this week.
Yes.
And I do believe he also scored again at the weekend.
Yeah.
Olivier Giroud.
What a player.
He's very good. I don't get it. I don't get why managers again, I'm not a manager. I don't train week in, week out. But he's such a danger man in that box. He's such a poacher. He can header the ball. He can strike a ball. Why is he not starting?
Yeah.
Why did Arsenal sell him?
I mean, is it simply just because he's demanding more and more game time, which evidently he deserves? Because
based on form.
I think Chelsea nearly sold him to Tottenham last January, didn't they?
Inches away, yeah. Giroud even admitted it. He was wanting to play, yeah.
But a stat on Giroud, we all love a good stat.
We love a good stat.
Since the start of the 2012-13 season, Olivier Giroud has scored the most headed Premier League goals. And I only know that because second scored today, Christian Benteke.
Oh, Benteke, he scored 2.
Yeah.
West Brom need to be relegated after that, don't they? But anyway, if only there was a team that pumped 32 crosses into the area that could you have a player like that? And that's no disrespect, but what like that?
He would have been
Yeah,
perfect
well, obviously
coming
we
off the
touched
bench
upon it,
today.
didn't we? But so no, yeah, well, I had to mention it. I had to get it in. 4 goals, and he rightly started against Leeds, and he's scored. So he's keeping Abraham out of the team. Werner's on the wing. Very quickly, did you watch the Chelsea game?
I saw little pieces of it.
Did you see the miss from Werner on the line?
Oh, he's hit it up onto the bar, hasn't he?
How has he done that?
Yeah.
He touched it away from the line, then tried to hit it back and it hit the crossbar. I
think
get
it's
how
going
he's
in, isn't it?
done that. I don't know how he's physically managed to do that. But anyway, sorry. Yeah. EFL now. Derby County are currently still the worst team in East Midlands, but
Only
they're
just.
they're making a case to not be, because they finally won a game. Wayne Rooney's Derby County beat Millwall. We're not,
Millwall fans are Millwall fans.
We'll skip over that. That's an issue in itself, but rightly so. Beat Mill, good win, 1-0. It's very Derby-like. They don't score goals, but I was full on thinking they were going to concede in like the 90th minute, because that's just what Derby have been doing recently. They've not seen out games, but no, they've done it. They're no longer bottom of the league. That goes to Sheffield Wednesday, who, since Pulis has taken over, don't think have won a game.
Right.
So improvements need to be done there. But we go to the top of the league as well. Norwich and Bournemouth They're a point off each other. They both won. Bournemouth on Friday and obviously Norwich on Saturday.
Yep.
So that's proven to be close, because I think, did I have Norwich and you had Bournemouth?
I think that's right. Yeah. So we've done all right on that.
We've got the championship nailed down.
Yeah.
Because I think we both had Sheffield Wednesday and Wickham, and they're both in the bottom 3. So hello, EFL, come at us.
Yeah.
But I don't. Well, you also had Nottingham Forest in the playoffs.
Still time for a late run. They're only 14 points outside the playoffs.
It's still so much of the season left.
Yeah.
You never know.
I mean, they are only on 13 points at the moment, but
yeah, so need double that. Now, on my long list of teams that I don't like, Swindon were there. Obvious reasons. We all hate Swindon. It's good to see a 2-0 win. Not only that, but that's back-to-back league wins for Gillingham, which leaves us 4 points off playoffs with a game in hand. Now, I don't want to get excited, but we're going up.
Is it still going to be at our expense at Wembley?
Well, I may have conceded the fact that Hull may go up automatically, but there's still, as we said about Forest, there's still plenty of time left in the season, Elliot. So for you to be playoffs,
we're only outside the relegation spots by 19 points.
Plenty of time. You know what happened in January last year, Elliot?
Yeah, I do. We sold our best players and it all went downhill.
January is just round the corner, my friend. And Grant McCann, he loves the festive. Well, I don't know. He didn't like January to May very much. So
no.
But no, it's obviously Lincoln seem to be really pushing as well. Only 2 points off. They're very good.
Yeah, definitely.
But no, I'm quietly optimistic about Gillingham's chances. Back-to-back wins, especially with Graham out, like arguably Gillingham's best player this season by far. Some of his deliveries into the box have just been a dream for someone like Giroud. And I don't know. I get like this, and then Gillingham will lose 3 or 4 in a row, and then it would just be
It's a very good bit of momentum though, isn't it?
Yeah, I do believe this time last year, after 15 games, I think Gillingham were only like 3 or 4 points off relegation zone.
And they really pushed on later into the season, didn't they?
Yeah, this season they seemed 4 points off the playoffs with a game in hand. So Gillingham obviously have got Cambridge in the Pizza Cup, the elite Papa John's trophy. So we'll breeze through that on Tuesday. I really hope we go through. And then we're away to Doncaster, which, judging by Darren Moore and Josh Sims' comments from midweek, Gillingham could win 4 or 5-0, but Doncaster probably deserved it. And
that's from my own personal Twitter. You quoted there and not the through a goal.
Yeah, at E_Clifford139. Obviously, and then we've got Accrington, Rochdale, and Peterborough in the run into Christmas. So, but tricky.
The result of I'll talk about Hull City in a minute, but the result of the weekend for me has to go to Wigan winning away at Sunderland. If you have a look at the stats, you'll see why it's so Sunderland
had only shot on target.
It's their only shot.
It's their only shot. Oh yeah. my God. Sunderland had 16 shots and Wigan had 1. That
Sunderland
is breaking your...
Sunderland had upwards of 70% of the ball. Yeah,
You're
Wigan
throwing your
had
control
one shot.
against the wall there, aren't you, if you play...
That is a FIFA game. But one of my favourite stats in that is that Wigan, throughout the full 90 minutes, had a 50% pass success rate. 1 in 2 passes didn't make it to their team.
What is happening? They lost.
I mean, what a game Jamie Jones in the Wigan goal must have had. But that sort of brings back memories, and I know you'll remember the game. It was the day that we were at West Brom away, but Wigan won away at Elland Road with 10 men, which eventually really stopped Leeds going up that season.
Yeah, no, I remember that. And then they lost all the games after it. I'm pretty sure Wigan, didn't they?
Yeah.
All the games before they lost. One at Leeds, and then they lost every single game afterwards.
I have a feeling that was their only away win in the calendar year. But yeah, what a result for Wigan. And Sunderland have brought in, what's his name? The one who was at...
Lee Johnson.
Lee Johnson, who was at Bristol City for a long time. And I'm sure he'll do well at Sunderland, but it's a big club and obviously they demand success.
Yeah, God, yeah.
Just coming on to Hull City, yeah, we drew away at Oxford. Did not start the game well at all. We were lucky, really, for it to still only be 1-0. Now, we've had a lot of managers say that we don't deserve the results that we've got. Now, for the first half hour, it would have been right that we shouldn't have got a draw from it. But after the first half an hour, we really kind of turned it around, looked much, much better. And in truth, maybe could have snatched it. But I'll take a draw, keeps us top. And Oxford, I think, are in a false position because they're looking very good. Now, we too play in the Pizza Cup on Tuesday. I was going to say Tuesday night, 5:30 on Tuesday afternoon. And yeah, hopefully we can make it through to the next round. So we're a step closer on the road to Wembley.
Our road to Wembley to meet in the Pizza Cup final.
Yes.
We've got to make it happen. Come on, BL Steve. I hear your game at the weekend. I raise you Bolton 3, Port Vale 6 in League 2.
Yes, that was a surprise.
Oh my word. Leon Legg, Gillingham legend, by the way.
Yeah.
Him and Adam Barrett in the back, unstoppable in League 2. Scored. But here's something that I did not know until a couple of weeks ago, and I was meant to bring it up, but I didn't. But I'm bringing it up now. Owen Doyle.
Yeah.
He plays for Bolton.
Yeah, he was League 2 top scorer last season at Bradford.
Yeah,
at Swindon, sorry.
At Swindon, yeah. He played 23, scored 23. Not a bad return. Went back to Bradford.
No, you let him go
back on loan, and then he went back to... And then Swindon signed him from January. Signed him on a permanent in January. Scored 2 goals, and then he was released in July. What's gone on there?
I think it's simply just on his age. I think he's like 35, 36. But obviously
32.
Bradford... Oh, is he only 32?
He's 32,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, Bradford could kind of do with them themselves then, couldn't they?
Well, even Swindon, they haven't exactly had a cracking start to the season. I would have thought they would have kept him on. But I don't know, he's played 13, scored 7 and got 1 assist this season. So it's not the worst return.
Still knocking them in, yeah.
In a failing Bolton team, and when you look at that. So, no, I don't know why I was so shocked. I was just like, pretty sure he was killing it for Swindon.
He was doing brilliantly. I mean, he went back. They pulled him back in January from his loan. He played about 5 games and he didn't score any. So they just said, yeah, have him back. And he went on to continue to score in streak.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was a salary thing with...
Yeah, who knows?
I don't know. He turned down offers from Swindon and Sunderland. He turned down Swindon and Sunderland to sign for Bolton.
It must be a money thing, surely.
Well, it's salary cap. It's no...
Maybe he's a League 2 striker and he knows it.
Fair play.
Yeah.
Play to your
Modest.
level,
Yeah.
Well, good for him. But no, Gillingham's obviously Cambridge, away to Cambridge in the Pizza Cup. God, I hope we win. I've never wanted to win a trophy more. Since this, literally, if we didn't do this podcast, I just wouldn't. I don't even think I would have known if Gillingham were playing. But we have to win the Papa John's Trophy now.
Yes.
We've got to. I've made such a big deal of it, and there's no team that deserve it more, I think. Right, so we come on to No Context News to end the podcast. The piece of the podcast that Elliot tries to find a random news headline to, well, I say make me think. He tries to make me laugh. I do laugh sometimes. You've had some crackers.
Yeah.
You've had some absolute stormers. I have no idea what he chooses beforehand. He just says it and then he ends the podcast. So I'll hand it over to Elliot.
Yeah, we pride ourselves on being a football podcast and talking about pretty much nothing else. And there is the occasional bit of politics that comes in. And this, again, is related to politics. But not politics that any of you will be following. I don't know how good your Namibian politics is.
Oh, I've seen this. Oh, say it.
But yeah, so this is from the London Evening Standard under the world news part, which is politician named Adolf Hitler wins election in Namibia. The little tagline below it says, the politician said his wife just calls him Adolf. So
I've also seen a little bit under the headline as well, the headline that I wrote, where he says, I'm not striving for world domination. Cheers, Adolf Hitler from Nambia. Oh, it's good to know.
But yeah, I just saw that and I thought that cannot be ignored. So
oh my god, right, I really, I know we're supposed to end the podcast. I really wish Lana, I want her to record her own bit to say, yeah, but I sat at my desk and I read out the headline. I went, oh my god, if it was my turn this week for no context news, I'm picking this headline. And Lana went, oh god, what's that headline? And she'll be editing this going, yeah, no, he did say that. So,
but, yeah.
it's really annoying. But yeah, sorry, end it.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening to us. And yeah, we're wherever you get your podcast. You know, we're on Twitter as well. We're on YouTube. Everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there. There's no getting away from us. So yeah, thanks very much for listening. And we're sure that you'll be back next week to listen to us ramble on more. So
we love a good ramble. Yeah, thank you very much for listening. I've been Sam.
I've been Elliot.
Yeah, we'll see you next week. Tell your friends. Cheers.
Bye-bye.